Hey guys, what's going on? Fry London here. You guys know what to do. It's always like, subscribe, all that good stuff. As I mentioned in my last video, we're trying to push for 3,000 subscribers by the end of next month because there's only a few days left of April, so that ain't happening. But for the end of next month, I think 3,000 would be a really good target, so help me get there, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Now today we have a very exciting story, and that is Chelsea to prioritise Kai Havertz over Philippe Coutinho. Now, of course, if you're a fan of Coutinho coming to Chelsea, you might not see this as such good news, but in general, I'm very excited about this because if you know anything about Kai Havertz or you've heard about him, you know that he is a very exciting young talent. So let's go through the article. Chelsea may reportedly be ready to prioritise an approach for Bayer Leverkusen playmaker Kai Havertz during the next transfer window. The Blues have been heavily linked with Philippe Coutinho, who will be allowed to leave Barcelona later in 2020 and is open to a return to the Premier League. However, according to The Athletic, Frank Lampard remains keen on trying to agree a deal for Havertz ahead of next season. The 20-year-old has enjoyed a strong campaign at Leverkusen, contributing 9 goals and 7 assists from 30 outings in the Bundesliga and Europe. Although the Germany international would cost in the region of £90 million, his age and potential may encourage Chelsea to follow up their interest. Hakim Ziyech is already due to arrive at Stamford Bridge, leaving it unlikely that the West Londoners will look to sign both Havertz and Coutinho. So this is basically a one or the other. We're not getting both. So if we look here, it says this has been reported by The Athletic, and if we take a look at the transfer rumour guide, The Athletic sit right here, and if you can't quite see, this is tier 2 mixed history at the top, and The Athletic sit within that column. So there's banned, unreliable, mixed history, and reliable. They sit in mixed history, so they've got some things right, they've got some things wrong. You can't, 100% trust them like you can with, I'd say, the people in tier 1. These are normally the kind of people you see reporting news that is definitely happening, but they have got some things right, they got some things wrong. So this is actually kind of, reliable, and it's crazy to think that, like, if you know about Kai Havertz, you know that he is like an upcoming talent. I wouldn't say he's like as hyped throughout like media and such as Jadon Sancho, and that might be because he is from Germany, he's not English, he doesn't fit the whole English media hype sort of thing that we see very often. But this guy is the real deal. If we take a look at his transfer market page first, he is valued at about £72 million, and he's got a contract until 2022 with Leverkusen, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be wanting to move once that contract expires or before then, because he knows he's a great talent. He's 20 years old. We'll take a look at his stats in a moment, but he's an absolute beast, put it that way. His main position is attacking midfield, and as you can see here, his transfer value has just gone up and up and up since he hit about 18. He has just gone up to about 81 million, and then recently dropped a tiny bit, possibly because of the sort of current climate that the world is in. That may be why we're seeing a drop there. But we take a look at Kai Havertz's profile. We said 20 years old. I think that's about 6'2", so he's quite a tall lad. Fairly average weight, that's fine. He can play anywhere along the sort of central, spine of the pitch, as well as the right side. And in the Bundesliga, he has made 22 appearances with 6 goals, 5 assists. In Europa League, 3 appearances with 3 goals, 2 assists. Champions League, 5 appearances, no goal contributions there. But overall, including all these competitions, 39 appearances, 11 goals, 7 assists. So 18 goal involvements in, let's just call it 40 games, isn't bad at all from an attacking midfielder. You can take a look at his ratings here. In the Europa League, an 8.08 rating. That might be one of the highest we've ever sort of featured on our videos. That is an insanely high rating. Bundesliga, 7.28, which is again great. Champions League, not so great. But if you take a look at Bundesliga and Europa League, you can see that he's obviously a great talent. He played 14 matches this season at a sort of centre attacking midfielder role, 3 goals, 3 assists, which isn't bad. 7.05 average rating. As a sort of right-sided winger, 4 appearances with 2 goals, 2 assists. That's where he's played really well with an 8.11 rating. And as you can see here, a few other positions played. He even played striker and managed to play 3 games with 2 goals and an assist. So this guy is very good. Playing a little deeper, not so great, is what you can sort of gauge from this. But in general, this guy is absolutely awesome. Characteristics, his strengths are passing, through balls, finishing, dribbling, and holding onto the ball. So obviously we know passing and through balls and dribbling very key, and this guy is very good at it if you've seen him play. And finishing is another key characteristic that I'm very happy to see there, because obviously we need more goals is essentially what this Chelsea team needs. A little bit of defensive, patchwork, and I think we're solid there. Midfield is solid. Just need a little bit more goal threat up front, and with Hakim Ziyech and potentially Kai Havertz or Philippe Coutinho, this team could be absolutely lethal. So weaknesses are crossing, so he probably should be staying a little more central if he's not great at crossing. Defensive contribution and tackling, so he's not, he's sort of like a Frank Lampard, great at going forward, not amazing at coming back. So we'd have to sort of accommodate for him in that sense. But if you consider maybe having Kovacic and Jorginho behind him as like holding midfielders, then he wouldn't have to have as much defensive contribution, which is fine by me. His style of play is he likes to do layoffs, likes to cut inside, he's a counter-attacking threat and does not dive into tackles. All of those, great. It shows a lot of his, sort of finishing, likes to cut inside, he likes to be central, which is what I like to see. His latest matches then, if we look here, this is just beautiful to see. It's just a goal here, assist, goal and 2 assists, an assist, goal, assist and a goal. 3 man of the match ratings throughout all of that. That is very nice indeed. And if you take a look here, he's got 2 man of the matches in the Europa League and 2 in the Bundesliga. So this guy is, he's a bit of a game changer when it comes to Bundesliga and the Europa League. He is absolutely a talent that I think Chelsea should be prioritizing massively. I think he is a great player in general, like now, and considering that he could play till, let's just say, like 34 or something at the top level. Imagine if we managed to hold on for him for all that time, or even if we managed to get him at a decent price, keep him for like 6-7 years, then let him go to, a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, wherever he wants to go, and make a great fee off him. So either way, if we can get him for a decent price, I think this deal is really good. The question is, can we get him for a decent price? And I'm not so sure we will. I think Bayer Leverkusen, they're not in the greatest bargaining position because, his contract runs out in 2022, but that is 2 years from now. So they have no real reason to sell him this summer. Maybe next summer, I could see it happening. But this current summer, I don't know if they're going to be as eager to sell him. Of course, they could be thinking, right, if we wait a year to sell him in 2021, so a year before his contract runs out, teams will have a great bargaining position against us because they can say, well, his contract's running out, we'll just get him on a free in a year if you're not willing to give us a good deal on him now. So maybe they will think, 2 years left on the contract, that's a good bargaining position for us to be able to get, like that article mentioned, about 90 million, which is a massive amount of money. Of course, if we do get someone like Kai Havertz for 90 million, I'm 98% sure that means Jadon Sancho isn't coming. So it is a bit of a disappointment in that regard, but then you consider, Jadon Sancho, sure, he's a great winger, but we have good wingers. We have Callum Hudson-Odoi, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, and then maybe Jeremy Boga coming back, William Pedro probably going. I could see this guy fitting in real well, but then again, you have to consider, who is it that he's going to be competing with a spot for? If he's playing centrally, then it's Mason Mount and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's 3 centre attacking midfielders that we need to figure out how to play to not, stunt their growth. And that's something I find very key in this team. Is we came through the transfer ban and we were like, we're going to play the youngsters. We're going to, have faith. It ended up really well for us. We're 4th in the Premier League. Decent run in the Champions League. I don't think anyone expected us to really beat Bayern Munich with the team that we had. But we've developed these youth players who are now worth a lot of money, but are also now known as great talents. And are we really going to stunt Mason Mount's growth and buy someone like Kai Havertz, especially Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Like, he's supposed to be coming back and everyone's really excited for that. But how do you fit Ruben, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz into a team? None of them are real great on the wing. I suppose Mason could play on the wing, but we've seen it happen. It's not his natural position. He is a lot more central. So it is something to consider. Like, with these big signings, we are probably going to have to maybe get rid or send out on loan Ruben Loftus-Cheek or Mason Mount. I don't see Mason going. I think Mason would be the one to stay and compete. So does that just mean the end for Ruben Loftus-Cheek? If that's the case, I'd be very sad because I love Ruben. I think he's got a lot to offer this team, but we could be stacking up in the areas that we have a lot of youth. So It is a dodgy one, of course. If we get Kai Havertz, that means we're not getting Coutinho. And I'm intrigued to see what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments. Would you prefer Coutinho, who is, I think, 27 at the moment, or Kai Havertz, who is, you know, great at the moment, 20 years old, and has a lot of potential, but it depends on the fee. You know, Kai Havertz will be 90 million, maybe more, whereas Coutinho we might be able to see for 60-ish million, somewhere around there, if we can get a good price for him. So let me know what you guys would take down in the, you know, comment section below. Do try and take into consideration the fees, because if we get Coutinho, it also could be a case of, okay, Coutinho is going to be with us for, let's just say, 4-5 years. Mason Mount can learn off him, and as Coutinho gets to that latter end of his career, when he's hitting, you know, close to his 30s, that's when Mason Mount has been learning all this stuff from Coutinho, and then breaks into the first team, and maybe Mason Mount all of a sudden is, you know, got the potential of a Coutinho. So there's a lot to think about this deal. My personal opinion, do I take Kai Havertz over Philippe Coutinho? Yes, 100%. I think I would, just because of how young he is. I think having Mason being able to learn off Kai Havertz and being around the same age will be really good. But I do think it will spell the end for possibly Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which is sad unless Ruben retreats to more of a centre mid role and we get rid of maybe Jorginho. That's possible. But I don't know, it's a tricky one because someone's going to end up missing out, and I don't like to see that with our Chelsea youngsters, but it has to happen. So my personal opinion, yes, I would take Kai Havertz at Chelsea for around 90 million. I think that's actually not the worst price in the world. If we could get it down towards maybe 80 million, I think that'd be really good. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We're pushing for 3,000 by the end of next month, so I need you to do it, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.